Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I'm here today because it is Thursday. And Thursday, as you all know, is, it's BookList Thursday. It's something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today, in honor of the amazing springtime, at least that we're having, it is so gorgeous today. We were thinking about kind of some ideas and some things we could talk about, and we came up with this idea of books that we would like to see grow. So basically books that we want either more of, more story, more character, something else. Like we've loved these books and I want to go back into these different worlds and kind of figure out where are these people now? Like, then what happened? So I have 5 books that I want a little bit more from. I have a good couple historical, contemporary, fantasy, middle grade. We got a good variety here. So first one that I want more from, House in the Cerulean Sea. This is by TJ Klune. So this follows Linus, and he works for the department in charge of magical youth. And so these magical youth go to these various homes, I guess, orphanages, places to live. And Linus is kind of a caseworker for a number of them. And he gets assigned to a very unique orphanage that's out in the Cerulean Sea. And it's for like the most at-risk youth, magical youth. Like people who can't, they will not be adopted. They are much too risky, much too dangerous. So Linus is sent out there and he meets these children. He meets their caretaker. He meets the villagers. He meets all of it. And he's basically, I'm going to go there. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to move on. And you cannot help but fall in love with these kids. And so at the end of the book, I mean, we go through some time, but not a lot of time. And so I really want to know what happened to Linus, what happened to Chauncey, what happened to all of my friends. What? I mean, I can assume, but I even want to know more than that. I want to know about the relationships that they had. I want to know if they reached their dreams. Chauncey had a very specific dream he wanted to be. Did he get there? I want to know all of this. This was a hug in a book. I absolutely loved it. I do know it's not for everyone. You definitely have to like a little bit of fantastical pieces to a book. But this one was fantastic and I would love a little bit more. TJ Klune. Next one I want to talk about is Alone. This is by Megan Freeman. I just read this for middle grade March. What I want more from this book is I would love to know the parents' side. So this follows 12-year-old Maddie. She comes up with this elaborate secret sleepover. Her 2 best friends are going to come over with her. They're going to stay at their grandparents' house because her grandparents are gone. It sounds like they're kind of like snowbirds. They're all going to say that they're sleeping at her house. She's going to tell her dad she's staying at her mom's, and her mom she's staying at her dad's. And this whole plan. And the night that it happens, her 2 friends can't make it. And so she decides, you know what? I'm going to go stay at grandma's house anyways. I'm going to have a night to myself. I don't like this going back and forth all the time. I just going to go there. And unfortunately, that is the night the entire city is evacuated. And she doesn't know what's going on. And so she doesn't answer the door. And the neighbors are like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so's house, they're gone. Like, nobody's in there, don't need to go check. They didn't know she was there. And she gets left alone in an entire city. So we have her whole side of the story, as far as her not really knowing what's happening, her kind of discovering how things were left, and then her surviving. I want to know a parent's perspective, probably, because I'm a parent. What? It works because they are divorced, and the way the place was evacuated, her mom and dad wouldn't have necessarily been together. And of course they each thought that she was with the other. It just, yeah, I want to know the parents' perspective. So I want a little bit more from that. Next one, I have The Help. This is by Catherine Stockett. I just want more from Catherine Stockett. That's all. I just want more from her. So this takes place in 1962, Jackson, Mississippi. We have Abilene's one of our main characters. She is a black maid helping out her 17th white child. Her friend Minnie also watches kids, has a hard time holding her tongue. I love Minnie. And a white socialite, Skeeter, has returned from college, and she is has this ambition. She doesn't always follow the rules, and she usually finds solace in her, I guess really the maid that raised her, Constantine. But when she gets home, Constantine is gone, and her mom really won't explain what happened. So Skeeter and Abilene and Minnie and a number of the other black maids end up kind of teaming up, and Skeeter decides to help write their story. And it goes from there. And it's a fantastic book, and it's a fantastic movie, and I would love Catherine Stockett to give me some more. So, Catherine, that's all. Next one I have is The Guncle by Steve Rowley. This follows our main character, who is Patrick. He's Gup, gay Uncle Patrick, as he takes in his niece and nephew while his brother is dealing with the loss of his wife and the children's mother, and finds himself in a situation where he needs to take care of himself before he can really take care of his kids. And so they go and live with Gup, gay Uncle Patrick, and it talks about the extravagancies that they do, the lessons they learn. One minute you're laughing and the next minute you're crying. It's so fantastic. I would love to know further what happens with the kids, what happens with Patrick, where does this family end up, and I want some more of the humor. So just a few things, Stephen, it's fine. And the last one I have, I just finished this book. You guys don't even know that I read it yet. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, and I will probably talk about this quite a bit because I absolutely loved it. We have our main characters. Elizabeth Zott really is our main character, and she's a little bit odd. Takes place in the 1960s, and she is a chemist in the 1960s, and she's a woman. Doesn't really always go together. So it talks about her falling in love. It talks about her adopting a dog and calling it 630. And it talks about her being a mother and trying to figure out how to have a career and support her child, yet still stay true to herself. I want more. I want more of Elizabeth. I want more of, like, we understand how she got to the point where she was and the decision she made at that time. And now I want the rest of it, please. And I want to know more about her daughter and what does she grow up in and how does she handle the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Like, please fill me in, because I love every single moment of this. The writing was great. It was humorous. It was heartbreaking yet hopeful, and you couldn't help but root for Elizabeth and Madeline, her daughter. Harriet's character was fantastic. I mean, I loved everybody in this book. So love, 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 but give me more, please, Bonnie. So those are the 5 books that I would like to see grow into a little bit more. Give me a little bit more story or more books. Catherine Stockett, it'd be great. What books would you like to see more of? Please leave that in a comment below. Otherwise, head over to Sarah's channel and see what she has for us today. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.